Welcome to this presentation today with Don Failla, the legend in network marketing, the legend when it comes to duplication. And that's what we're actually going to talk about, duplication today. And I believe Don is going to touch on the chapter 4. Now, just that you know, guys, if you have never listened to Don Failla, if you have never read his book, well, I tell you what, after that call, you got to get the book on your life. Don has built with his wife Nancy, which are wonderful people, a organization over 1 million people. And I just read, I believe yesterday, I don't even know if Don knows, I just read yesterday one of those people of those originally 5 he always talks about. She's one of the top income earners in the rank of the top 100 in the world, and she makes a big income check. So this hasn't happened from day to night, basically, as so many people want to have everything so fast. No, it doesn't, but it certainly has lasted actually now quite some long time, and it's not only lasting, it's actually growing by the day. So I'm really honored and happy that Don is going to share what he knows, and believe me, if you have not built a $1 million people organization, well, you still have space to grow, and you still have space to improve. So you really got to listen carefully to his advice, because he knows. He knows what he knows because he has done it. Not only talked about, not only wished about it. No, he actually has talked about it. So with that, Don, I'm happy that you're here and that you teach us. We all need to learn from you because you know, and so happy and welcome to have you here. So.
Thank you, Claudia, and we're excited. I'm excited to be here this morning to talk to everybody. And one thing, you know, you didn't mention about the 1 million people we've had come in our organization over the last 20 years is it all started with 4 people. And 95% of those 1 million people come from the original 4. So that should tell you that you don't have to go out and sponsor a lot of people to build a large organization. And notice I didn't use the word recruit. We do not recruit people into our business. We sponsor them. Because when you sponsor someone, you go to work for them. When you recruit, like salesmen have a connotation of recruiting people to sell for them. And anyway, during the presentation this morning, I want to make it very clear, you know, to everyone that, you know, we're not in sales, we're in network marketing. And the problem is that there is a difference, and people don't know the difference. And I think the most important word in network marketing to be successful is the word understand. You know, people, in fact, we tell people that 100% of the people in the world who are not in network marketing do not understand it. And 80 to 90% of the people who are in it don't understand it. And you'd be amazed how many company owners don't understand it. So it becomes obvious then, if you want to be successful in network marketing, you need to understand it. And Claudia, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine how people are literally recruiting people into network marketing and making them think they're going to be rich in 6 to 9 months or within a year or something like that. And they don't even learn anything. I mean, do you realize how many people go to college for 4 years, how many books they've had to read, and then they go another couple years for a master's and MBA to get a degree to be able to go out and get a better job, and they're going to, if they can find a job, they're going to work there for 40 years, and they're going to end up broke. In America, the average person retiring only has $5,000 saved up, and we tell people, in fact, we're starting to kind of evolve to the idea that you need to get a degree in network marketing. You need to learn something. You know, in fact, the thing that's exciting about getting a degree in network marketing, you know, it doesn't have to take 4 years, 6 years, and so forth, and end up in massive student loan debts. You can do it, you know, basically you can learn everything you need to know in 1 to 3 months. I mean, can you imagine that? 1 to 3 months, and you're on your way. Now, a lot of you have already read my book. You've heard, you know, it sold over 1 million copies. It's in about 20 languages. And we recently, last December, did a tour of Asia. And we ended up in Japan. And the last evening there was a dinner that they had with 80 of the top networkers from all over Japan. And these were with all different companies too. And one of the 8 people who had written testimony for our new edition of our book in Japan was at our table. He told us that his first 3 years in network marketing, he averaged $700 a month. Okay, $700 a month is what he averaged. He read my book, and within a year, he was making $100,000 a month. And I've told many people this, and they say, well, what was really the difference? What made the difference? And I said, well, the first 3 years, he was looking for people to sell his products, okay? After he read the book, he was now looking for people that wanted to own their life and build a business. Because it's a big difference when people join your program and then they buy your products, then going out trying to find people to sell them. Just with that picture that's on the screen right there, I want to mention that's when we were in Hanoi a few years ago. They had like 4,500 people there, and kind of interesting. 3 months after we left there, they maxed out my Facebook because I end up with 3,500 Vietnamese on my Facebook. But anyway, let me give you a quick history on the book. 10 years before the book was written, and the book is actually over 35 years old now. And so it works. I mean, you know, it wouldn't have been around that long and in this many languages if it wasn't something that worked for people. And it worked because when people read it, they understand it. Well, see, 10 years before we had the book, okay, we used to get together with a new person and spend 3 to 4 hours with them, teaching them what became known as the napkin presentations. Now, napkin, because we'd be in a restaurant and we'd grab a napkin and sketch things out on the napkin. Now, once we would go through them, they would understand network marketing. And of course, once they understood it, then we coined the phrase, now, you know, they knew how to drive. Okay, so well, once they knew how to drive, then of course they would need a vehicle. And we did this for 10 years. I got burned out. I told Nancy, I said, I can't do this anymore. And back in those days, you know, someone sponsors someone on the East Coast. We lived on the West Coast. The phone bills were horrendous, spending 3-4 hours teaching people so they could understand network marketing. So we were at a tennis tournament for our boys in Arizona, and I made an outline of the 10 napkin presentations that I'd been using all those years. And when we got back to the Northwest with 14 people in the room, did the first audio taping of the napkin presentations. Now this taping ran an hour and a half, and later was condensed, done in a studio, condensed to 1 hour. Now, probably, you know, our thinking was the next time we sponsor someone, instead of getting together with them for 3 to 4 hours, we would give them the tape and they could listen to the tape and the tape would do the talking for us. Now, probably the luckiest or smartest thing I've done in my entire life, of course, other than marry Nancy, was, you know, I didn't mention the name of the company that we're with. Well, what happened is the tape got out into a lot of companies, and in several months it had sold over 10,000 copies. And of course, from the tape, the book was written, and it's all been history. You know, we have over 20 publishers now around the world, and when you go on the website, then Claudia will put that up for you here shortly. You'll be able to see where you can find on the website under Don and Nancy. In fact, the website is 45second.com, just so you have it, 45second.com. And under Don and Nancy, you'll see local publishers. Now, of the napkin presentations, I want to focus on basically two of them this morning, and probably are the most important, and really gives people kind of an understanding of what network marketing is all about. The one I want to start with is napkin presentation number 4, which is about what your business should look like. It should look like the biggest building you've ever seen in your life. Now think about that building and how it was built. They had to dig the foundation before they could put up the building. And the building represents your massive income in your business. So now it takes time to dig the foundation. It's not going to happen overnight. Now, a big difference between, salespeople and just ordinary people. In fact, 95% of people don't want to have anything to do with selling. And it's interesting to note that most people coming into network marketing are looking for salespeople. Now, isn't it interesting to note that people are looking for the type of person who actually has the least chance of making it in our business? Now, as I say that, if you happen to be a salesperson, you're on the right call, because, see, a salesperson can be huge in network marketing under one condition and one condition only. They've got to learn and understand network marketing, because it's nothing at all like sales. And if you treat it like sales, you will never make it, because you're going to turn off the masses, which are the people that are going to help you build a large organization. We believe that absolutely everybody out there can be successful in network marketing if they will understand network marketing and learn how to use the tools to do the talking for them. I mean, like salespeople are out making appointments, and they spend an hour and a half, 2 hours, people's homes, pitching them on their products and their company and so forth like that. But they never take any time teaching anybody how to drive. And so that's a big problem they have. So going back to the building, what happens is that the salesman's mentality is they just want to recruit. You can spot them in your genealogy in your back office, because they sign up all these people, but then you don't see where their people are sponsoring anybody. And remember, this is a business about duplication. And you're only duplicated when the person you sponsor is 3 levels deep. And if you have someone there that just recruiting all these people, in fact, it's not unusual for a salesperson to recruit 50 to 100 people in 6 months to a year, and you look at their genealogy, they have not duplicated themselves one time. So what happens is they get to the point where people are dropping off faster than they can add them. So now they think there's something wrong with their company, their sponsor, their product, whatever, and they're off into the next deal. And then they do the same thing with the next one. And someone comes along, shows them a hot product, and they think they want to go out and sell it. Okay, it just doesn't work. And we run into people who've been in the industry for 20, 25 years. They love network marketing, but they've never understood it. They've been in 3, 4, 5 different programs over that period of time, because they're always looking for the next hot deal, and they don't understand that they already have it in what they're doing. Because, see, what we do is that we never, look for people that want to sell. Okay, that's 95% of the people don't want to sell, and if you're in a health company, only 8% of the population are really into health. So what we do is we look for people who want something. Can you imagine 95% of the people out there want something? So wouldn't you rather work with a market of 95% than a market of 8% and looking for people that don't even like to sell? So that makes a huge difference. So we sponsor and teach, and you build some depth, in your organization, because that builds a solid foundation to put up the building. Because remember, you can't see the building while you're digging the foundation. So you're not going to see a lot of income, you know, while you're digging the foundation either. So you do need to have a little bit of patience. I mean, you know, these people that go to college for 4 to 6 years, they're not seeing any income for 4 to 6 years till after they graduate, and then if they can even get a job. So why do people think they're going to get into network marketing and get rich in 6 months to a year without even learning what they're doing and ever building a foundation to put up their building? So, you know, we want people to get focused on the foundation. Now, I've had people ask me, Don, what would be your #1 recommendation for a new person getting started in network marketing? And I say, well, it's real simple. My #1 recommendation, unless they have a spouse that can support them, pay the mortgage, put food on the table, pay all the bills while they're getting started, or they have enough money saved up in the bank to do all of that for a couple of years, then they need to get a job. Okay, and that kind of shocks people when I tell them that. But see, remember, you don't have to like the job, because that's what's going to put the food and pay the things that you need to do on a day-to-day basis while you're digging your foundation. Because here's a problem. I don't know of anybody out there that could get into any network marketing company and sell enough to pay their mortgage and do all that just getting started right out of the blocks. And here's another problem, because when you are leading in with a product and selling a product or service first, then the person thinks you're trying to sell them something or get them to sell for you, and 95% of the people don't want to sell. So you're not making any progress towards digging the foundation of your building. I mean, we recently started a new group in the UK, and in 2.5 months, you know, the one guy we sponsored 3. Out of the 3, then there came 6, and one of the 6 sponsored 6. And the thing is already 4 levels deep. I think about 26 people in the organization in 2 months. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but I need you to write this down. This is very, very important. Write down 5, that you sponsor 5 people that would like to own their life, that really want something and are willing to learn. Okay, then you teach them to teach their people to do the same thing. It goes to 25. Okay, now you teach your people to teach them to teach their people, and the 25 goes to 125. Okay, so let's say it took you 2 months to get the 5, took you 4 months to help them get the 25, and 6 months to help them get the 125. So you're in the business 1 year. Now, you're not making a lot of money yet, but now you have 155 people there. Now you've got the foundation dug to start putting up your building. Okay, now watch what happens there by sticking with it and helping your people, teaching their people, and the 5 times 125 goes to 625. Say it took you another year to do that. Now you're in the business 2 years. Then 5 times 625 goes to 3,125. Then that's 3 years. Now you're more than making, you don't need your job anymore, okay? Then it goes to 15,625, and then it goes to 78,125. You know, the thing's kind of interesting. When I tell people that we're averaging, you know, well over 400 new signups coming into our business a day, okay? I'll get things like, wow, boy, that's amazing, or fantastic, or whatever. Do you realize that when the person is telling me that they're telling me that they do not understand network marketing? Because continue this progression. You can do this after we get off the call here. Take and multiply 5 times 78,125. Get your answer, do it again, get your answer, do it again. Do that for 20 years, because that's how long we've been with the company. And you tell me if bringing in 400 people a day is really a lot. It's not that big a deal. So you've got to get these numbers entrenched in your brain, because this is what's going to make you a lot of money, because you're going to get your foundation dug, then you're going to put up the building. Now, I tell people that, in fact, I see Claudia put the Pentagon of Growth up there. That's another chapter in the book showing that you get your 5 people going, and then once they get going, you get 5 more. And it's basically, it starts with 1. Okay, you get 1 person, and you help them get 1, and you teach them to teach their person to get 1. And as you're doing that, you'll get 1 more, and then you'll get 1 more. So you progressively grow from there. But see, I tell people that you can do in 3 to 5 years, what took us over 20 years to do. I mean, this is really, you're going to love this. It's so simple. Okay, remember now, the book was written over 35 years ago, and everything in it still applies and still works. However, there is one big difference, and that is that over 35 years ago, Al Gore had not discovered the internet yet. We didn't have those kind of tools that we have today, and we've got Skype, we've got webinars, we've got websites, you got the social media where you can meet people. However, I'm still waiting to know of anybody that has used the internet to recruit people for their business, that's built a large business. Now here's the key phrase, that has lasted. Because think about it, anybody that would sign up under someone they never knew or met, they see so many hot deals that come through the internet that within 2 weeks to 2 months, they're gone. So that does not work. But what does work with the internet is using the webinars, using the websites, using Skype, like we're on this call right now with the webinar. We didn't have these before. So now what I'm suggesting is that, instead of just having 5 and then helping the first one who doesn't need you anymore, add another one and so forth, is run it up to 10 right away. Because with not having to do in-home meetings and taking all the time, chasing all over the place, and being able to do all these webinars and Skype calls, from home, talking to people all over the world, you can easily work with 10. Okay, now notice the difference between 5 and 10 is 5. Now, the 10 gets 10, that's 100. Now the difference from 25 is 75, and then 10 times 100 is 1,000. Now you have a difference of 875. Take it one more level, 625 on the left, and then 10,000 on the right, and see the difference. Go down another level. You go 4 levels deep with 10 people, you're retired. You'll never work again. But see, remember, you got to slow up this thinking about just going out recruiting a bunch of people and start teaching the people you already have, so they can sponsor people and put them in the right direction with the tools. Now, we have the book, which is the basic foundation. Originally it was called the 45-second presentation, and now we call it the Own Your Life. They read that. They're off to a great start. And now we have the action book. Now, the action book, if you will, we call it the action book because we don't like the word work. We don't work hard. We work smart. Okay, it makes a big difference. And by going through the action book, Claudia's holding up there, you have a summary or synopsis of the each one of the napkin presentations. Then there's things that you do, true, false questions, so forth. It gets your mind into it a little bit deeper. And also, I want to mention to you that you can program your mind for success when you go to bed at night. We have fun with this when we're doing seminars in Australia, because see, in Australia, they have 60 million sheep they can count to get to sleep. And I tell them to quit counting the sheep, put your head on the pillow, and simply say, I'm going to make a friend, I'm going to meet their friends. I'm going to make a friend, I'm going to meet their friends. I'm going to make a friend. Hey, you do that, okay? For 1 week, your mind is totally programmed to what you need to do to be successful. Just like recently, we sponsored a few months ago one person, in the UK. We live in San Diego. Now, we met some of his friends on Skype. Now we're meeting their friends. Now we're meeting their friends. You never run out of people to talk to. It's so exciting. So what I want to do, I want to close by just giving you a quick summary of our system, because you can teach people the system basically a few minutes, okay? And they can actually start sponsoring. And a good analogy that goes with this, when you use the system, it's like I hand you the keys to the vehicle. You can get in the vehicle, start going down the freeway, sponsoring and teaching, building your business. Now note this, while you're building your business, you can learn all about it. The people who think they're selling products or services, what they have to do is lift up the hood or the bonnet or whatever you call it in your country and take the whole engine apart, put it back together again before you think you can even talk to someone. And that's why it takes people sometimes several months before they sponsor their first person. We sponsor someone today, within a week they've already sponsored their first person, because it's so simple. Now here's how it works. I already told you, we're looking for people, who want to own their life, who want something. We wear a pin. You'll see the pin down there at the bottom left corner, or it's on the book there too. It says own your life. People ask about that. We say it stands for time, money, and health. And do you realize that most people do not even know one person that has all three? Young people, if they're making 50 to 100,000 a year, sure, they have a little bit of money, but they don't have a lot of time. And their health's okay. Older people, they have a lot of time, but their money's running out and their health is shot. So isn't it a simple question? How would you like to have all three, time, money, and health, at a time, when you could enjoy it? So what I'm suggesting here that you do, anybody can do. You don't have to be a salesperson to have a conversation with a friend about what do they want in life. I mean, it's a fun thing to do. Talk about it. And, we do know, number one, everybody wants freedom. But beyond that, a bigger home, bigger car, more time with their family, their kids, whatever. Find out what they want, then have a conversation with them about how are you going to get what you want. See, they already know they're not going to get it from their job, okay? That'll never happen. We're talking about the masses. They cannot afford a traditional business or a franchise, and even if they could, those kind of businesses are going to own you, okay? So the only way that the masses are ever going to hope to own their life is with network marketing. Now, I didn't say sales, I said network marketing. So we put it out there, right up front, and then, but we tell them that here is the problem. 100% of the people in the world not in it do not understand it. Now, I could be talking to someone who's been in 5 different programs over the last 15 years, and, I'm telling them right through their face, they don't understand it because they're not in it. I said 100% of people not in it don't understand it. Because, see, if that person understood it, they would still be with their first program making a lot of money. 80 to 90% of the people in it don't understand it, and you'd be amazed how many company owners don't understand it. These companies, they come along with a hot product, and because they don't understand network marketing, they have this sales manager concept that they're going to go out and try to get people to sell this hot product, and they don't realize that if they sponsor and teach and build an organization, that the people buy the product. I mean, last month our organization did over $12 million in volume. That's at wholesale, and and over the years, the amount of products that I've sold to this company is just absolutely minimal, and usually by accident. So that's the system, folks. It's simple. Find someone who wants something, talk to them about what they want, and before you talk to a stranger, be sure you make a good connection with them before you start the process. Then talk to them about how you get what you want. Can't get it from a job or a business, and the answer is network marketing. So I just gave you a brief description there of what you need to do to be successful in less than 2 minutes. So anyway, Claudia, I want to thank you for having me on the call today, and I hope everybody got the message that we're not in sales, we're in network marketing, and if you use the tools, everybody can do it, providing they want some and take the time to be able to learn and understand the business. And the picture up there on the screen now is Failla Villa, and Claudia and Bill spent a few days there with us at Failla Villa. It's 7 minutes from where we live. It's a private resort that we developed and has a clay tennis court, grass court, campsite, and comfortably sleeps 14 people. So for people that want to have leadership groups and meetings and stuff like that, it's a perfect place to do that. And then we certainly would be able to spend some quality time with the people there too. So anyway, have a great day, Claudia, and we'll talk again soon.
Well, thank you so much, Don. It's really a pleasure to have you always on the call. I mean, we really appreciate that. And you just can't hear enough your message. You really cannot hear it enough. I mean, I'm out there building, of course, every day and talking with people. And just, you wonder sometimes that there's so many people that are so long in the industry, yet they really haven't grasped it, how this works. And so I'm really appreciative that you just keep repeating and repeating and repeating that same message in one sense, which people so often nowadays with the internet get confused. And so I'm really thankful for that. And yes, I do wear my pin. I don't know if you see it here. No, you don't. Now let me just check. I wear my pin on your life. You just don't see it now. Yeah, now you see it. So you're going to walk your talk as well. So thank you so much, and thank you, Don. And I'm looking forward to hopefully take a few leaders to you. No, not hopefully, to take a few leaders to you this year and to visit you guys and see Sneaky and Watcher as well and your children. Okay?
Sounds good. Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you. Thank you.